Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are St. Louis.
The rain will stay away, and we will have day baseball this afternoon from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The rubber game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. And welcome to Cardinals baseball. That's the Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to day baseball. And Al, you look at the rotation. Last time through, all five guys have really pitched well.
And that's what a rotation tries to do. One guy starts out, has a good game, then you want to duplicate it, and it's amazing how they all went through the rotation, and it started with Jake Westbrook, our starter here today. He went 5+ innings. He only gave up one run. It was unearned, and a tough loss, 1-0 to the Giants.
Always like this look. That is a live look at Jake Westbrook finishing up his warm-up tosses in the bullpen in preparation for this afternoon. Speaking of the bullpen, some good, some bad. Mitchell Boggs bounces back last night in game number 2. We'll talk about that when we return. The Cards, the Reds on Fox Sports Midwest. For the St. Louis Cardinals in this series, game 1, well, it was tough to watch that 9th inning. And then last night, a completely different story. And I think everybody was pleased, Al, to see Mitchell Boggs back out there and pitching well in game 2.
With the loss of Jason Mott, the 9th inning is Mitchell Boggs. On Monday, it was just horrible. But this is what he did yesterday as he bounces back. Everything was working very well for him, and he closes out the Cardinal victory. That's a real plus.
The lineup for the Cincinnati Reds, a lot of swings and misses. We'll break that down when we come back. It's the Cards and Reds Day Baseball on Fox Sports Midwest. Stadium 3. It opened up back in 2006. Reds and Cardinals on Fox Sports Midwest. So far this season, Cincinnati has taken a lot of swings, and they have missed an awful lot. Nearly 27% of the time. That's fifth most in baseball. Garcia and Lynn, those two combined for 20 strikeouts, 10 apiece. The only team with fewer swings and misses than St. Louis in the league is Detroit, the Cardinals' second fewest in Major League Baseball. Will that trend continue? Jake Westbrook hopes so. Garcia making some new friends. Yesterday, we looked at the first 5 moments that defined the Cardinals season a year ago. With a look at the rest of last year's top moments, we send it over to Pat Paris.
The Cards were having trouble scoring runs after the All-Star break until they played the Cubs on July 21st. On that night, St. Louis tied a franchise record for most runs scored in an inning with 12. They hadn't scored 12 runs in an inning in 86 years, and their 7 doubles in the inning also tie a Major League Baseball record. In a game against the Astros on September 19th, David Freese and Yadier Molina both went deep and both joined the 20 home run club along with Beltran, Holliday, and Craig. It marked the first time in Cardinals history that 5 players hit 20 home runs in a season. Chris Carpenter missed most of the 2012 season with nerve irritation in his shoulder. So when he made his return on September 21st, the team didn't expect his best stuff. What the team got was the same old competitive Carp, who finished the year including the postseason with a 3.23 ERA, helping the Cardinals come to within 1 win of the World Series. Cards fans got a glimpse of the future when Shelby Miller made his big league debut on September 25th, but the Busch faithful really got to see what Miller was made of on October 3rd when he made his first Major League start. He allowed just 1 hit in 6 innings of work with 7 strikeouts against the rival Reds. The Cardinals didn't repeat as NL champs, but they did prove once again they wouldn't call it quits until the final out. In the NLDS, St. Louis found themselves in the 5th and final game, down 6 runs to the favored Nationals in Washington. But of course, the Cardiac Cardinals mounted the biggest comeback in a winner-take-all game in postseason history. Down to their last strike 5 times, the Cardinals would make possible the impossible once again. Even though the Redbirds weren't able to repeat as World Series champions, 2012 won't soon be forgotten.
West is brought to you by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer or log on to stlchevy.com. Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, #1 for quality tires and expert auto service. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, just no equal. The Musial statue outside Busch Stadium. Fans still filing in for day baseball here on Fox Sports Midwest. Jim Hayes is with us. The Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. And the first pitch by Westbrook is a strike, and away we go. Shin Soo Choo at the plate. The rubber game between the two teams that we feel, Al, will probably battle it out all summer long.
I think there's no doubt about that. Cincinnati Reds, the reigning Central Division champions, they're a very good team once again. But the Cardinals, you feel so much better about them after last night's victory. Put together the tough ninth inning of opening day.
You feel good, too, about the rotation and the way that things have progressed very nicely last time through as Choo pulls it foul.
And Jake Westbrook and Choo probably were teammates, as Jake pitched very well in his first start. He had a lot of walks there, and he eventually walked in a run, but it was an unearned run. He lost 1-0 to Barry Zito and the Giants.
Just missed on the outside corner. Jeff Nelson is the crew chief, calling balls and strikes today.
Since Westbrook was acquired, and that was at the trade deadline in 2010, he has been Major League's best ground ball pitcher among starting pitchers. He's 74.1% of the time ball put in play is a ground ball.
The 3-2 pitch, and he walked him. So a leadoff walk. A couple of those pitches were borderline. You can see the frustration Westbrook had with a leadoff walk. Take a look at this Cincinnati lineup. It is loaded. And when healthy, one of the better ones in the National League. Choo, you just saw him. Now Heisey and Joey Votto in the first. Phillips is their cleanup man. Then Bruce, Frazier, Mesoraco, Izturis, the switch hitter, former Cardinal, and Homer Bailey.
One, you don't want to walk a leadoff man, but especially with Heisey coming up, because he's owned Westbrook. He's hit 3 home runs against him, not that many at bats, and Heisey, with Ludwig out for extended period of time, had shoulder surgery after getting injured on opening day for the Reds. Heisey's gotten most of the calls in left field.
Here is a 1-0 pitch. Instead, a check on Choo. That was close. Matt Adams getting his first start in this series after his big pinch hit home run yesterday.
Well, that was very nice and great timing, because made a winner out of Lance Lynn. He was trailing 1-0 before that blast.
Ground ball left side, could be 2. Out at second, on to first. It's a double play. Started by David Freese, and the turn by Matt Carpenter at second base. There's that ground ball coming into play for Jake Westbrook. Let's take a look at the defense for the Cardinals this afternoon, presented by Dobbs. Holiday, Jay, and Beltran in the outfield. You just saw David Freese. Cosmas at short, Carpenter at second, Adams at first, and the Gold Glover, Yadier Molina, is behind the plate.
Jake Westbrook won 13 games last season. You can always pencil in double figures for him. He would have gotten to the 200 innings pitch mark if he wouldn't have had that oblique muscle strain late in the season. And he'll give up a lot of hits, but he can always turn them into double plays.
Here is Votto, and a strike. Cardinals have tried to go inside on Votto. They've been very aggressive with him. By his standards, slow start. No home runs, 2 RBIs. He slices one down the left field line, and that is fair. He can spray the ball all over the place. It's cut off before it gets to the wall by Holiday. And a 2-out double by Joey Votto. Take a look at the replay. Just how fair was it? Barely. This is brought to you by Plaza Tire Service.
How important was that double play? And if people were questioning and wondering about Matt Carpenter at second base, he didn't get a very good throw on that, and he was able to still turn the double play. He's looked very smooth and very comfortable at second base. Remember, he was, an infielder, and he has played third base primarily. I think this is second start now at second base this year.
Strike two, Phillips.
So it's still kind of new, and watch this throw. It's a little bit off. You want to hit chest high, and it's down low, and yet he was able to get that ball and make the pivot and turn the double play.
That is strike two on Phillips. Sometimes you see the great movement from Jake Westbrook, and I'm sure for Jake it almost moves too much where it's tough to keep it in the zone.
It really does. He had 6 walks the last time, and it's more indicative of the ball moving so much in the strike zone and on out of it.
Here's the 0-2. It was Phillips who got the scoring started last night with a sac fly RBI into left center on a great play by Holiday. That sliding catch near the number 6 in the wall in left center. Ground ball to the right side. Adams has it. Takes it himself. The Reds strand Votto at second base. After a half inning here at Busch Stadium, there's no score. On Fox Sports Midwest, and a look at Matheny's lineup. John Jay, Matt Carpenter, and Holiday here in the first. Beltran is your cleanup man this afternoon, followed by Molina, Freeze, Adams off to a terrific start, Pete Kozma, and the pitcher Jake Westbrook. Defensively behind Homer Bailey, Heisey, Chu, and Bruce in the outfield. Frazier and Isturiz on the left side. Phillips, Votto on the right side. Devin Mesoraco is behind the plate. Homer Bailey really put it all together last year.
He really did, and capped it off late in the season. Late in September, he threw a no-hitter against the Pirates, and he comes into today's action with a streak of 19 scoreless innings. He only allowed 2 hits and 6 shutout innings in his first start.
First pitch to John Jay. Take it for a strike. Bailey set career highs in wins. He had 13 starts, 33. Quality starts, Al's favorite stat, and also over 200 innings.
It's a trademark of the Reds rotation last year. They all took the ball, all made career high or equaled their career high in starts, and they all went over 200 innings.
Here's a 1-1. Jay pops it up. Shallow center. Isturiz. 1 away. Seeing a pattern here with Mike Matheny's lineups. Carpenter will move up into the second spot in the lineup when he's in there. They'll drop down Beltran to more of the power spots in a lineup, whether that be 4th or 5th. Those interchangeable parts that Mike has talked about. And Carpenter gives you that flexibility. Being a number 2 hitter in the lineup or a second baseman, third baseman, can play the outfield.
And trying to rest some of the regulars. Scalzo and Alan Craig are out of this lineup here, trying to give them a little bit of a breather. Scalzo got the first hit for the Cardinals in yesterday's game in the 6th inning.
Here's a 1-1. Ripped right side, base hit. We have a Gold Glover in Joey Votto. And watching his reaction after this, he kind of looked up to the sky as if to say, if I dive for this, maybe I make that play. That was hit hard, though.
That was hit hard, and I think it was beyond his step and a dive. And Carpenter was asked to play second base so they could keep his bat in the lineup, and he hasn't disappointed.
In steps Holiday for the first time. Matt is hitting .214. He does have 1 home run, and he's driven in 5. Last night we saw Shin Soo Choo shade Holiday to right center. And today he's pretty straight up. Double play ball. Isturis a flip to second. Phillips on to first. Votto for the double play. 6-4-3. No score after an inning of play. Presented by Toyota. Last season, Homer Bailey, the starter today for the Reds, was sensational on the road. But his career at this ballpark and in St. Louis, boy, he struggled. 0-3 with an ERA that's close to 6. Will that continue today for Dusty Baker's club?
They're thinking that he's starting to live up to his advanced billing.
This is popped up. Yadier Molina calling for it, and he has it. Well, Dusty Baker and the Reds saw him drafted 7th overall, you might remember. And that was back in 2004.
And they've been waiting for a long time for him to ascend to the throne. They think he has that #1 type stuff. So Dusty saw glimpses of it last year, and everybody is expecting him to just really round into shape.
Ground ball, couple of hops to Kozma. Quickly, 2 outs.
I think this crowd is kind of going to grow as the day goes along. Most people thought this was going to be a long, dreary, rainy day, and it probably will be in the long run, but looks like we're going to get it in, so I expect this the crowd to just keep on filing in.
Devin Mesoraco, the backup catcher for Cincinnati.
Hit very well in spring training, but and again getting most of the playing time because of his ability to handle the pitchers.
Off day tomorrow for both these teams. Cardinals welcome in Milwaukee on Friday night, and Cincinnati heads to Pittsburgh. Mike Leake will make that start in Pittsburgh for the Reds. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Jake can get those ground balls we talked about. He can work fast. That keeps his infielders on their toes.
Here's a 1-2. Got him. A strikeout for Jake Westbrook. His first of the afternoon. Big bats coming up. Beltran, Molina, and David Freese. Score 6. You can score any size coffee, fountain, or frozen drink for just 50 cents the next day at On the Run. While you're there, be sure to stop on in the cafe for breakfast, biscuits, hot dogs, sandwiches, and more. Only at On the Run. 6 is a serious number as we'll have the big night coming up Friday to honor Stan the Man. Looking forward to that.
And I realize now there's going to be a special ball being used. Stan Musial ball.
That's right.
Commissioner office authorized the Cardinals and Rawlings to play with a special edition Stan Musial ball, and then later that ball will be available at Stan the Man Inc. And I've already taken care of our request.
Got just the perfect spot for it in my office. You must be following me on Twitter, Al, because I tweeted out photos of that ball. Here's the 0-2. And Beltran skies one into right field. And the catch made by Jay Bruce.
Bailey, not only did he have the shutout, no-hitter in September, but he also set a franchise record with his strikeouts and became only the 4th pitcher in Major League postseason history to allow 1 or fewer hits with at least 10 strikeouts over at least 7 innings. There's where people starting to think he's moved on to the upper echelon.
Yadier Molina. We thought maybe Tony Cruz would get the start today, but Mike Matheny sticking with Yadi. 1-0 pitch. Molina grounds it to the left side. Diving stop by Frazier. Gets up and makes the play. Very good play by Todd Frazier, who saw the bulk of the playing time at third base last year. The injuries, the ailments that Scott Rowland had to deal with.
Reaches out as far as he can as a tire service replay here. And with Yadier Molina running, he knew he had the time to just get up and take a chance of throwing him out, and he gets it.
Now it's David Freese. Ground ball. Here's Frazier again to the left side. Maybe another pitcher's duel in store for game number 3 of this series. Bailey and Westbrook. No score after 2. Is brought to you by Schnucks, your neighborhood hometown grocer. Temperatures in the 70s here in St. Louis. We understand, though, that on Friday night it'll be chilly here when the Brewers make their way to town. Kyle Loesch, by the way, will not make a start in that series, and you get a look at Cesar Torres, the switch hitting shortstop. Up the middle and a base hit.
Torres was the only non-roster player to make the Reds opening day lineup, and you want to throw him strikes. You preferably you like to elevate that ball a little bit more and have him hit a fly ball. You wouldn't think he'd hit it out, and that was down a little bit. There are times you do want to pitch up.
Here is Bailey to sacrifice, and that is strike 1. A lot of folks were shocked when they heard us talk last night about the fact that it does seem to have a lot of momentum that the DH will be introduced to the National League maybe in the next year or two, and it eliminates a lot of what you see right here.
I think it hurts the game. It's a much better game in the National League.
Just the strategy and what goes into it with a pitcher.
A lot more second guessing to managers and their decisions, but there are an awful lot of high-priced DHs that would lose jobs, and the Players Association would never agree to that. You would almost have to declare it almost with a 10-year plan and say, okay, 10 years, then we would do, DH in the would do without the DH. You'd have to wait for like all the big contracts to, guys that are DHs or say like an Albert Pujols that you would project at the end of his career. He's doing a lot of DHing now because of he's not running well with his knee, but you almost have to wait for a lot of those contracts where you project Albert at the end of his career would be a DH.
I would love to see an interleague play that if you're in American League Park, incorporate the DH or have the hitter pitch or vice versa. Or the pitcher hit, excuse me, and vice versa.
Show the American League clubs they're used to the DH. Show him how it feels to watch a game with the pitcher hitting, and then in the National League cities do the DH.
The 2-2, and this time he gets it down. Westbrook thought about going to second, fires to first. Adams is there for the out. One 3 on the sacrifice. Back to the top of the lineup for Cincinnati. Big Cardinal fans, and we have them all over the place. They're on their tour bus right now and watching us. Reckless Kelly sang the national anthem here before one of the games a year ago as Chu taps it foul. That one caught his foot, it looked like, or maybe his shin.
Wears a shin guard, and sinker ball pitchers like Westbrook, they get a lot of those foul balls that batters take off their lower legs. Look at the ball movement on that.
Chu walked his first time up. Time is called by Yadier Molina. The Cardinals and Reds will face each other 19 times this year. Ground ball to the left side. Cosma has a play at third. They're going to get the lead man. They run themselves right into an out.
It was a much easier play for Cosma as his momentum is kind of carrying him towards third base. Ball going this way, so he's got the play right in front of him and plenty of time for Freese to get the ball and just apply the tag. Not the smartest thing there for his tourist. It's a tough running play because in his mind, I'm sure he thought it was going to go through for a base hit, and he's thinking scoring.
Heisey bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. 0 for 1, average at 179. It's another ground ball. Cosma steps on the bag, the force, and Westbrook and the Cardinals out of a little jam here in the third. To the home half of the third. Let's check in with Jim Hayes.
Dan, Mitchell Boggs had what he called his worst pitching performance ever Monday night, lasting just a third of an inning. Mike Matheny says Boggs took it hard. Last night, a bounce back for Boggs as he worked a 1-2-3 ninth. After the game, Boggs told me that he needed it, and he felt it was huge for him to get right back in there. Also huge for the Cardinals when you consider Jason Mott's uncertain future. By the way, Matheny saying Boggs and the rest of his bullpen available today.
Interesting to think that Rosenthal or Boggs, thank you, Jim, could go back to back to back. Not ideal, but Mike Matheny says everybody is available and ready to go.
Well, I agree with Mike Matheny. You know, if you're a reliever, you have to be ready every single day. That has to be your mindset, and then your manager realizes how many pitches you've thrown, how many days back to back, and he'll take that in consideration. But the worst thing can happen is you think you got an off day, and then all of a sudden you're thrown right into the fire.
1-1 pitch to Adams, pulled foul. Matt Adams with that pinch hit 2-run homer off of Bronson Arroyo last night. And for 5 innings, Arroyo was untouchable. Even better, he was perfect. And then the Cardinals got to him. 15 Cardinals walked to the plate, and 15 came away empty-handed, and Big City delivered the big blow.
According to Elias, it was the first time in 14 seasons that St. Louis has defeated a pitcher who held the Cardinals hitless through 5 innings in a game. Cards did that last against John Lieber of the Cubs back in 1999.
Here is a 2-2 pitch. Adams said that he was really studying what Arroyo had been doing, and he said, bottom line, off-speed pitch after off-speed pitch, and he was ready for it. Count is full here, 3-2 on Matt Adams.
Good rip right there. Alan Craig gets a day off. One of the heroes, and the biggest hero, I think, from last night's game. Matt Adams gets a start, and you saw the start that he's off to, 7 for 11 with a home run and 4 RBIs. He's had 2 starts. He had 3 hits in each of those starts, and then the big pinch hit home run, and you know that's got to help his confidence.
Well, if that DH comes into play in the National League, maybe the Cardinals and Matt Adams will benefit.
True. But yet Matt is pretty nimble at first base. You know, it's not like he's a statue over there.
Talking with Jose Oquendo during spring training, they felt that he's really improved his movement side to side. They've worked with him on his defense, and they know this guy can hit. The 3-2 pitch. Outside, leadoff walk to Adams. Turn to our carsoup.com. Email the booth question. Vivian from Missouri, when will the Cardinals wear their new alternate jerseys? You can see that on Saturday. That'll be the first time the Cardinals will wear that. They will wear those on Saturday games at home. And the idea being that once the summer months get here, a lot of those games will be on national television, so a chance to show off the new look. You'll have the familiar birds on the bat on the front, but also St. Louis on the front. Slowly hit is Turris, only play across the diamond. Advancing Adams into scoring position. You're familiar with also the cream colored the uniform of the San Francisco Giants. That's very similar to what you'll see with the St. Louis Cardinals. Also the piping, the front.
Bill DeWitt III, president of the Cardinals, has had a history background. He was very instrumental in the design of the 2011 World Series championship ring, and he's same with that jersey. A lot of research going back into different uniforms over the years.
Even this uniform that you see the Cardinals wear right now, that's a good look at it with Westbrook. The actual birds on the bat, or slightly bigger this year. They wanted to get those bigger. And so the uniform has changed in that regard too.
You know, I like the Stan Musial patch so well. I wouldn't mind seeing that as a permanent basis. It's a little touch of class, doesn't it?
One pitch. Homer Bailey, a no-hitter last year. That came on the road.
Their entire pitching staff had the best ERA on the road in the National League. They play in such a hitters-friendly ballpark that they feel when they go on the road they get a breather. Especially a fair ballpark like Busch Stadium.
The 2-1 pitch. Talked about how every team is looking for power arms, but they're also emphasizing in their draft guys that do what Jake Westbrook could do and throw that sinker ball. Fly ball pitchers, it just doesn't work in that ballpark. Remember Eric Milton?
Sure, that didn't make sense. Fly ball pitcher, had a history of giving up a lot of home runs, and you put him in the ballpark in Cincinnati where the ball flies, it just didn't sound like it was a good move.
Here is a 3-2, and that is taken low. So 2 walks in the inning, and the top of the lineup for St. Louis. Jay popped out to short first time up. Runners at first and second. The first scoring opportunity for St. Louis in the ballgame. Frazier, the third baseman, off the line, but even with the bag, and that's taken outside.
Goes around the plate a little bit.
Cardinals right now, Al, lead the National League.
On base or hitting with men in scoring position, right?
Yeah.
400?
400. Colorado is second at 324. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And right now, Homer Bailey can't find the strike zone.
He's got a 21 1/3 inning scoreless streak dating back to last season.
Good to see that Lance Lynn found the strike zone last night. That was the guy that we have seen and become accustomed to it when he's right. And last night he looked great.
Ditto. He just went out there and attacked the hitters, and that's what we saw last year when he led the staff with 18 wins. It was good for him to come out and stretch out a little bit. And timely pinch hitting for him when Adams hit the 2-run home run, make him a winner.
Here is a 2-0 pitch up the middle, but Bailey has it. Goes to third, and they'll step on the bag there for the out. So the lead man, Adams, out at third, and Bailey probably saved a run. MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Cardinals baseball all season long. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Cardinals.com for details. First and second for Carpenter. Laced a base hit his first time up and takes a pitch up and in for ball 1. I thought Ricky made a pretty bold statement opening day, Al, saying that Carpenter in his mind could be a 310, a 320 hitter, or a guy that in a season could vie for a batting title. It's a pretty big statement to say.
It is, but I think he could hit 300, and maybe with time get into that hitting race. But he's going to have to play every day in order for him to qualify.
A follow-up point or question to that would be his power. What kind of power do you think we could see with 400 to 500 at bats from Carpenter? Maybe 10, 15 home runs?
I think that's doable, but I think we all want to see the gap power, you know, the doubles.
And again, they want to get on the same page here with Matt Carpenter at the plate. 2 outs and the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mesoraco is a young catcher, and these are some of the things that they say why Hannigan has to catch almost every day is his handling of the pitchers. You know, a couple times this inning, catchers had to go out there, and it's really just trying to get on the same page with his pitcher.
That base hit first week of the season now. Average for Carpenter's jumped up to 355. Ooh, right on that pitch, but fouled it back. 1-2 the count. Long look by Homer Bailey. Finally set. And here comes a 1-2. Fought off by Carpenter into foul territory and over the Reds dugout.
And another reason why you think Carpenter can hit for a high average is he's got such a good batting eye. He will accept walks. He doesn't expand his zone.
Right now, really swinging a hot bat. Last 3 games, including today, he is 8 for his last 15. Reach base in all 8 of his starts, including today. He also leads the team in extra base hits. And here he strikes out. So the Cardinals strand 2. No score here at Busch Stadium after 3.
Qualities you look for most in a catcher. Do you think it's managed pitches, clubhouse leader, control the running game, offense? You can place your vote by FSM leader. Our manager just hit the FSM sign. What am I trying to say? Tweeter expert.
Well, you just go to Twitter and you see the hashtags there. It's brought to you by AT&T, and away you go. Here's a ground ball that is hit to second off the bat of Joey Votto. And again, Westbrook looking sharp here this afternoon.
Ground balls. That's his formula for winning. And, you know, you would think that with us both being on Twitter that I should know those things.
Shocked, Al. Absolutely shocked. We have gotten you on a computer here in the last couple of years, so that's an advancement.
When you get older, you kind of lose a little memory, so instead of my computer brain, I've gone to the computer.
Gone to the
iPad.
Yeah, iPad.
So I was wrong with that, too?
That's all right. I know where you're going with it, Al. Here is Brandon Phillips.
Doesn't that worry you?
No, Al. You and I have been doing this too long. I know. First pitch strikes, 11 of 13 for Westbrook this afternoon. One out and nobody on, and an 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Here's Kozma, and he makes the play. Well, Al, when you think about our Twitter question, you have a great catcher in today's game, obviously, and one of the best, if not the best, in baseball, and Yadier Molina. You played, though, against one of the best ever in Johnny Bench of the Cincinnati Reds. How would you compare the two as you look at both of their careers?
It's very interesting because, you know, Johnny Bench, when he came up, is like his first 10 years, he was almost like Pujols' first 10 years. Won 10 straight Gold Gloves to start. You know, a big home run hitter, 40 home runs back in an era when 30 was almost like 50. But, you know, but Johnny Bench was an excellent receiver. 10 Gold Gloves. He could throw. He shut down the running game like Molina. Molina, I think, is going to hit for a higher average than Bench. Bench is going to have the home run, the power advantage.
That's a base hit for Jay Bruce into center.
But both of them terrific clubhouse leaders. And see, Bench had 16 seasons. Yadi's right halfway in both of them. Bench had 10 Gold Gloves. Yadi's already won 5. He's won the last 5. But as I said, Johnny Bench, I believe he had about a 17-year career, or 16, I guess, as we're seeing there. But, you know, his first 10 were just incredible. And Molina's just getting better and better every year. And if Molina keeps on doing what he's doing, he will join Johnny Bench in the Hall of Fame.
Talking with the folks at Rawlings this morning, Yadi will get his platinum and gold gloves on Sunday in the vote, which is a fan vote for the Platinum Award to go around for the best defensive player. Over 1 million votes worldwide. They had 21 different countries in which people submitted votes. He was at 71%.
I never realized it was a fan vote.
Fan vote for that. And then the Gold Glove is done by the managers and the coaches.
Can't vote for your own players, but isn't it interesting that managers and coaches vote for the Gold Gloves, but it oftentimes goes to an offensive player.
And remember, Molina would have more if not for, and you talk about offense, he was not a very good offensive player in terms of where he's at now, comparing where he was earlier on in his career. But remember, it was Brad Ausmus who got a lot of the attention when Yadi first got in the league, and so did Mike Matheny. So if not for those two, Yadi probably would have 6 or 7 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, and catcher is one of the positions where a non-offensive player can win that award. And I guess to describe to our viewers that Kenny Reitz, the Zamboni machine, my third baseman for much of the time, excellent Gold Glove caliber winner. Every time he saw Michael Schmidt, He's saying, "Hey, Mike, how do my gold gloves look on your mantle?"
Sounds like Kenny, doesn't it?
And he did win a gold glove, but there were many times where he would set a record for, the highest percentage at third base, and there the gold glove went to Mike Schmidt.
Sure. 3 balls and 1 strike on Todd Frazier with a runner at first. 2 outs, runner goes. Throw by Yachty right on cue. Thank you very much. Goodbye. What a cannon back there. And what a weapon he is. Don't run on that man. Yadier Molina, gold glove winner, the platinum glove winner from a year ago. Replay brought to you by Hyundai. Poll presented by AT&T. The various things that a catcher can do and why he is so important to his team. This is again brought to you by Hyundai, and Yadier Molina close to 50% a year ago. The great Johnny Bench right here. Sparky Anderson said of Johnny Bench, quote, "I don't want to embarrass any other catcher by comparing him to Johnny Bench." The standard from when Al was playing, and for many before and after, this is one of the greats we're talking about, and Johnny Bench, the Hall of Famer. It's Holiday, Beltran, and the aforementioned Yadier Molina for the Cardinals in a scoreless ball game in the home half of the 4th. Holiday bounced into a double play his first time up.
Never thought we'd see the sun for a couple days. And right now I just saw where the Reds bench has allowed Frazier, the third baseman, to put sunglasses on. He just ran those out to him in between pitches.
It's turned out to be a very nice afternoon. The 2-0 pitch on the inside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Great pace to this ball game. Both pitchers are in command and going through the lineups. Box track shows a little inside, but called a strike. Is that one better? Got one gift strike in there. I tried to call it. Do have the lights on here, Danny, and they've had them on since the first pitch, but right now it's beautiful playing conditions.
Here is a 3-1. And that's taken low and outside.
He walks.
So 2 walks last inning. Leadoff walk here in the 4th. Beltran flied out to right first time up. Outfield is deep. Shin-Soo Choo plays an awfully deep center field.
It's on top of the arch.
Heard from the fans about that. They really enjoy seeing that, the arch cut into the grass of the outfield here at Busch Stadium.
Bill Finley's crew does an excellent job here with Busch Stadium under very difficult growing conditions. That arch is such a nice feature. We first saw that at the All-Star game, didn't we?
Yes. Also, they had the old courthouse cut into the grass as well. And Beltran strikes out. The second strikeout for Homer Bailey. In steps Yadier Molina. The largest time 5K race in St. Louis. It's Girls on the Run at stlouis.org to sign up. Fox Sports Midwest is a sponsor. And we hope you sign up. That run through downtown St. Louis.
I think they want to, I don't know if they want a tongue depressor or what. It looks like our home plate umpire is trying to take mud out of his cleats, and Homer Bailey is asking for something. The old tongue depressor works best. That is useless. That's the only thing they've done to help pitchers since Bob Gibson. It's 1.12 ERA in 1968, and they lowered the mound. That rubber.
Now I have a serious question.
Yes, sir.
Our home plate umpire is Jeff Nelson, and I'm not sure why the umpire would need the tongue depressor to get the dirt out of his cleats. I can understand the pitcher or player, but it's not like I'm worried about his 60 time. So I'm just trying to figure that out as we move along here.
Well, the pitcher does need be able to feel that surface of the mound.
No, I agree with that one.
Yeah. And I will give you a very elaborate answer on the home plate umpire.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I have never.
One out and a runner at first, and a pitch taken inside by Yadier Molina.
Big Cardinal fan, Jack Powers, recuperating at home. He's looking for Yadier Molina to do something right here. Want Jack to have a speedy recovery.
Runner goes, and the hit and run was on Votto. Only play to go to the bag back at first. And there's two away. Holiday advancing into scoring position. Cardinals have had a couple of opportunities against Homer Bailey, but he's pitched out of a jam, and let's see if he can pitch out of this one with David Freese coming up.
Yadier Molina gave himself up there because if he didn't make contact on that outside pitch, it would have been, Holiday would have been dead out. So Mike Matheny's stressing that even my production guys have to give themselves up. A little breaking ball away. You can see him reaching and ends up with one hand, but that guaranteed that Holiday could get into scoring position for Freese.
So 2 outs, runner at second base. Freese was activated for the home opener. Had 3 games rehab assignment at AAA Memphis. Only played in 12 games this spring. And hitless in that opener, but 2 of the 3 times he was up, he stung the baseball. One ball, one strike.
Fair to say, against tough National League and elite pitching, that he probably isn't ready for that. But you can't blame him for trying to rush to get back for the home opener.
St. Louis kid, he grew up idolizing his favorite player, Ozzie Smith. Now those two have become friends. When David 2 off seasons ago, following the heroics of 2011, was receiving an award. They asked him, who do you want to have present you at one of the banquets he was at? He said, I don't know if you can get him, but I'd love to have Ozzie Smith. And the Wizard was more than happy to help out. Ground ball to the left side, off the glove of Frazier, and stopping at third, it's Holiday. That does save a run, although it did seem like Izturis was in a position to make sure that stayed on the infield behind Frazier.
So it's the first base hit of the year for Freese. And with runners in the corner, see once again, Hyundai bringing you the pitchers. He actually dove beyond the ball. Ball kind of hit him around the thumb area of the glove. And let's watch David coming down the line. Looks okay. Had that back and really had 3 different episodes during spring training where the back would tighten up on him.
Now it is Matt Adams. Runners at first and third. That was the first pinch hit home run of the season. Cardinals had just 1 in 279 plate appearances a year ago. Chu is deep, shading him a bit to pull. And he skies one. Shallow left. The threat is through. Bailey out of another jam. We played 4. There's no score. Night. Special night, pregame ceremony planned to honor the legacy and the life of Stan Musial. All fans 16 and older will take home the harmonica.
She comes in a little gift box also. Makes it that much more attractive. Stan gave me one of those harmonicas probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yep. Here is Todd Frazier against Westbrook. First pitch popped up. Adams over foul territory, and the big man makes the play right by the tarp, which we have not seen today, and that's good news.
Pace of this game is going to be, shouldn't even have a delay. Ranging quite a ways, looking up kind of into a at times cloudy, at times sunny sky. Can't say there's not a cloud in the sky though.
Overcast. We do know that the rain is coming, but we understand it'll be later this afternoon into the evening. We began the telecast talking about what the starters have been doing the last time through, and it's carried over to today up to this point. Cardinal starters, especially in this series with Garcia and Lynn, back-to-back games with each owning 10 Ks against this Reds lineup.
It's good to see that this streak of good quality starts started with Westbrook, his first of the year in San Francisco, and then Shelby Miller will be getting the ball on Friday night against Milwaukee. You know, they carried it right on through.
And that's a 1-out walk. Westbrook walked Shin-Soo Choo to start the game, and now 1-out walk to Mesoraco, 2 for the game, and it brings in Izturis. Izturis with a single up the middle first time. And we've seen him, Al, as a very good glove man, not known for his bat, but at this level, a plus defender at short.
They love Cozart, their everyday shortstop, but every now and then you got to spell him.
1 out and a runner at first, and that's a strike on the outside corner.
Izturis was invited to spring training as a non-roster player, and he was the only non-roster player to make the Reds team. And we know how valuable he can be. But you're right, his value really is in his glove.
And it's slowly hit to the right side. Carpenter gets the lead man.
Another good sign.
And Al, that's the play that he told me, and Schumacher also talked about it in the transition to second base, where you have to swing your hips open and go back towards second base as being a difficult play to learn. When do you want to just shovel pass? When do you want to swing the hips open like that and get that lead man?
It's really the sign of a good second baseman. Do they take the real easy route, the play that's right in front of them, and put a man in scoring position, or do they take the gamble and the right move of trying to get the lead runner?
Little ground ball to the right side. Carpenter again as Bailey grounds out. Westbrook is through 5. We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Day baseball, rubber game between the Cards and the Reds. On Saturday, presented by Lumiere Place Casino and Hotels. That'll be this Saturday, history-making day for the St. Louis Cardinals, as you see the uniform there. St. Louis on the front, but still that familiar birds on the back.
It's going to be a fan favorite. Still, right now, even before that giveaway, you see a lot of them around the ballpark. We saw them in spring training. And once again, that will be worn every Saturday home game this season.
Talking with Bill DeWitt, who designed that, as you mentioned earlier, and the fans' response has been fantastic because a lot of those jerseys have been sold, and saw a number of those down in Jupiter, Florida, and the Cardinal fans that were there to watch spring training. Here is Pete Kozma. Really has played steady here in the first week or so. The Cardinals shortstop has committed 1 error, and he is hitting .290. I guess the real key for him now, being an everyday player, will be, let's say, 2 months from now, maybe 3 months from now, when the league gets a better idea of the book on him.
Well, we've seen, he only hit low 230s in his minor league career. But I've seen guys come up here because of major league pitchers around the plate a lot more. You look over the lineup and you see all the star players, and then you see Kozma there, and pitchers kind of relax. You get the ball up to him, he can turn on it.
Fly ball down the right field line and out of play.
I think what's been surprising me is his occasional power.
I don't think anybody expected that. We didn't see that, certainly not in his time when he was called up in brief stints prior to this season and the run that he had at the end of last year.
Thinking back, you would talk to certain people because he was a #1 draft pick. You'd say, well, how's he doing? And really the people that played with him said, hey, don't sell him short. Now, there was kind of maybe a pitch that was up there where they know that he's a high ball hitter, but he's a high ball hitter in the strike zone. And a pitcher tries to exploit that by throwing the ball up above the strike zone.
The 3-2 pitch, turns on it and pulls it foul. Seen the pitch that's belt high and in. That's the one, Al, that he's had the best power with. That pitch he's handled, and they've been able to get him out, sometimes chasing that breaking ball outer half or away. 3-2 pitch. Kozma with a fly ball into right. Jay Bruce drifting over to make the catch.
Homer Bailey is now 23 1/3 innings scoreless dating back to last season. All started with that no-hitter late September against Pittsburgh. His first start of the year is 6 shutout innings. And give Westbrook some credit now. Westbrook has thrown 11 plus shutout, or unearned runs in 11 plus innings. Only allowed 1. That was unearned.
It's nap time. Westbrook dropping down the bunt. Bailey makes the play. Cardinals pitchers are hitless on the season. They are now 0 for 18 with 9 strikeouts. 2 outs. In steps John Jay. Jay this afternoon has popped out to short. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Now, conversely, talking about Kozma having better numbers, well, I think you trust John Jay, before it's all said and done, to be around that 290, 300 mark. That's where he's been in his major league career.
One of the things you'd like to do is see a few more walks from him, help his on-base percentage.
Jay with a high fly ball out to deep right center field. Shin-Soo Choo is back. He leaps. It is off the top of the wall. And now they're saying it is gone. Home run for John Jay. And the Cardinals strike first. Shin-Soo Choo did try to sell them. one bit, did he? Very tough to tell initially if that was gone as it bounced back onto the field, and Jay will take it. That's his second home run.
Right in front of the Bank of America sign, and you can see it does hit back beyond the green part. It hits off the concrete on the back wall, and so it's a home run. Pretty good eyes right against that from our second base umpire, Lance Barksdale, out there.
Jay's second home run. His other was in Arizona off the foul pole down the right field line. And Carpenter picks up a base hit into right. So back-to-back hits for the Redbirds here in the home half of the fifth.
John Jay. See where this ball is. He's got it right off into the bat, but just sweet enough, and then you can see over the glove and on that back concrete. All it has to go over is the green part of the front wall. That also helps his on-base percentage.
That will help. Fifth RBI for the Cardinal leadoff man, a one-run lead, and here is Holiday. 2 outs, runner at first, and Holiday hits it out to left. This ball will get down. Carpenter on his way to third. They'll wave him in. Bobbled out and left, and it's a 2-run lead for St. Louis. Initially, Oquendo was going to hold him up, and it was bobbled in the corner. Carpenter hustling all the way to make it 2-0.
Absolutely. Even with 2 outs, Heisey was going to get that ball in, and you were going to have runners at second and third. But when he bobbles it right there, tried to barehand it in the exchange, turning around, he dropped it. That's what Oquendo saw, and that's why he sent Carpenter home. So Carpenter can read it right there. He picks up his third base coach, and he had plenty of time not to break stride and send him on home. Without that bobble, I think we had runners at second and third.
Again, it was Oquendo holding him up initially, and then right away changed it once he saw the bobble. So RBI for Matt Holliday.
They haven't ruled an error, so
that would give him then 6 on the season. No activity in the bullpen for the Reds. That's 3 consecutive hits after Bailey got the first 2 here in the fifth.
And Dan, you just mentioned the Reds bullpen. There is a change right now. They lose a very valuable arm. It's Sean Marshall. He goes on the 15-day disabled list today, and Logan Ondrusik has been recalled. I don't think Marshall will be out much longer than the 15 days, but that could have a bearing. That's one of those big 3 they have in that late bullpen.
2 outs and a runner at second base. Beltran today flied out to right and is also struck out. Bailey has struck out 2, and he's walked 3. Gap into left center field. They play him the pull. Runners in scoring position. He has been the best thus far in this lineup for St. Louis. A young year with the 6 RBIs and 4 for 5. Here's a 1-1.
Bailey's pitching both sides of the plate, has that ability today, get the ball inside to hitters. Make them aware of that. They don't dive across the plate.
The 2-1 is hit out to deep right field. Bruce is back at the wall. Goodbye. Into the bullpen it goes. Beltran takes it deep.
Beltran's first of the year. He led the club last year with 32. And ever since the scoreless streak was broken here at 23 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball by Homer Bailey, he's allowed 2 homers in honor of his last name. I don't know, or his first name.
.414 feet, the distance of the first home run for Carlos Beltran. Remember, last year he knocked out 32. That's career home run number 335. Beltran is 7th all time in home runs by a switch hitter in baseball history. What a career, huh?
Outstanding. Hopefully he'll have a few more years behind to pad it.
And Molina hits it in the air to right field. This will stay in the ballpark, though, as Bruce puts it away. Big inning for St. Louis. They played 4. Carlos Beltran, all smiles. His first of this 2013 campaign. Cards on top. McDonald's. Try the new premium McWrap and visit cardinals.com/McWrap to get $6 tickets. McDonald's and the Cardinals fresh is in season. I know our friend Carol up here in the booth is pumped up because Carlos Beltran has just hit a home run. And she's our good luck charm. She shows up in the booth and the Cardinals pick up 4 runs. Boom, 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 boom. Shin Soo Choo will be the hitter, and Westbrook now and the Cardinals with a 4-run lead.
Cardinals lost a tough one the first game of the series. They come back and win yesterday. This is the rubber game, and I have an unbelievable stat for you.
I am ready.
In the 13 series at Busch Stadium between these two, the Reds are 0-12-1.
You see the graphic, something to chew on. You see those leadoff hitters as Westbrook hits Choo on the shoe. So a hit batsman. Last thing that Westbrook wanted to do at this spot after being given this 4-run lead.
Shut down inning. Your team gets you the lead. You got to shut them down. Think that their day is over. Remember, everyone is available in that bullpen, but there's been a lot of pitching appearances by guys in the pen.
Showing bunt, looking at a strike. It's Heisey, the left fielder for Cincinnati.
Heisey came in here against Westbrook, 6 for 10 with 3 home runs, and now he's showing bunt when you're down 4-0.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
Nope.
Here is the 0-1 pitch. Izzy grounded into a double play back in the first and also grounded out to short. 0 for 2. So Walt Jocketty between innings, and it's going to be some time for Ludwig. Izzy filling in for him. Ludwig diving into third. Opening series. Tore his shoulder up and has had surgery, so they're going to miss him. That is a big, big loss. And it's a swing and a miss. A strikeout for Westbrook.
Westbrook is dealing. He's got good movement. Here you see that ball real late at the end, just dip down below the swing. Perfect pitch down and away on the black.
Here is Joey Votto. And that is hit out of play.
Cardinal pitchers a little bit fortunate right now that Joey Votto is not his normal self. 267 average, no home runs, just 2 RBIs. One of the best hitters in the game, a former MVP. A little quirk in the schedule, Dan. We'll see them in about 3 weeks from now. The Reds will be back here in St. Louis.
Yeah, you and I both have talked about it. You eliminate Houston now from the division. The way that things are currently constructed now, you have Houston in the American League, so these two teams 19 meetings this season. The 2-1 pitch.
And what I don't like about it is you would think that the Cardinals and Reds are going to be battling out all season. That means we're going to take away a lot of those opportunities in September. You know, you're in a pennant race, things can change drastically, and with all the games played the first month, it eliminates or takes away some of that drama the last month of the season.
3-1 pitch outside to Votto. So he has hit a man and now a walk. The third walk issued by Jake. Cardinals, Fox Sports, and the state of Missouri teaming up to help you stop smoking. For more information, call the Quit line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW. The boos for who else? Brandon Phillips. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to first, also grounded out to short. And he hits one in the air out to center field. Jay back with room, makes the catch on the track. Runners tag up to second and third. A long out off the bat of Phillips.
Well, carried a lot further than what we thought.
Cincinnati, it's probably gone.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt, but both runners will be able to tag up. Catches that on the middle of the warning track.
So 2 outs, runners at second and third. Jay Bruce at the plate. Now look at the difference of where John Jay is playing. He's moved in a little bit more shallow this year, and we know that he has great instincts, very similar to Edmonds as far as not getting those bad jumps. And compared to Shin-Soo Choo, who's
15-20 feet
at least, you know, plays so deep. John takes great pride in his defense, did not commit an error last year. 1-1 the count.
playing, and you have a chance to take away a lot of base hits. A single right here, and it's probably going to be 2 runs for the Reds. So anything hit over your head, most of the time it's going to leave the ballpark today.
Upstairs, and it's taken for a ball. 2-1 the count. Bruce today has popped out to Molina in foul territory. That was in the second. He singled in the fourth and then was caught stealing.
Last 4 years, each year his home run total and RBIs go up. It's a good trend.
Here's a 2-1. Took some off it. 2-2.
Westbrook does have more than just a sinker. Keeps people honest, and as you said, he took something off it. A lot of times, good sinker, a good complementary pitch to it is a changeup.
Two and 2 the count. Swing and a miss. A strikeout of Bruce. And a key spot in this game for Jake Westbrook. Pitches out of the jam. Pitches around the hit batsman. And the walk. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 3 this afternoon for Jake Westbrook. Redbirds on top. Cincinnati 6-3 in this ball game. Good luck charm has been Carol Golia, who is helping us here in the booth, making sure that she keeps Al in check. Tough job. And she's going to make her cameo appearance very shortly. Nobody on, and the leadoff man is David Freese, and we're underway in the Cardinals' home half of the 6th.
Light rain beginning to fall here.
a strike by Freese, who reached on an infield hit last time up, and he is 1 for 2. Here's a 1-2 pitch.
Infield single his last time up. It was his first hit of 2013. Playing in only his second game. Cardinals have only 6 hits, but they bunched 4 of those with 2 outs last inning, scoring all 4 runs, a couple home runs in that inning.
Freese with a base hit into center field. Carol, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disanimated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
I got to tell you, that's awesome.
Nice going, Carol.
Way
Thanks.
to go. You're already better than Al.
Already.
I'm not sure that's saying much, but you did a great job. Way to go.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11 years old. And where are you from?
St. Louis.
Awesome.
We live out in Charlotte.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Matt Adams. And we're lucky that you stopped by the booth. And where you been coming to St. Louis? I know you're feeling a little bit under the weather. Where you been going?
I've been at Children's a lot. They let me out for the game.
Good. Did you meet some of the players or go down in the field?
I didn't get to meet any of the players because they were practicing a lot.
You didn't bring the rain with you, did you?
No.
I hope not.
It was a really nice day. I'm sad it started to rain.
It did.
Hopefully we don't have to cancel the game because if it gets worse.
Oh, no, we won't have to do that. 1-2 is the count here on Matt Adams.
It is an official game with the Cardinals leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. But you'd like to play this without any delays.
Adams again. Deep right. Goodbye. His second in as many games against the Cincinnati Reds. It's another 2-run shot. Big City goes deep again.
What a start to the season. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He made 2 previous starts, and he was 3 for 5 in each of those games. Last night he hit the 2-run pinch hit home run. He walked the first time, flew out to left, and now a 2-run bomb, giving the Cardinals a 6-0 lead.
Thank you, Carol. He got here, and the Cardinals put up 6 runs.
Yep.
Adams had 20 home runs last year, 2 in the big leagues and 18 at AAA. Drusik, who was just recalled from AAA, is beginning to warm up for the Reds.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is Matt Adams turning into one of your favorite players?
Yeah.
Pretty good swing right there. Adams with his second home run. And that is off of Bailey and into shallow left. Cosma hustling all the way out of the box. On his way to second. Sliding in with a double.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Throws that pitch. It comes right back and gets right around the ankle area. Osma saw that it deflected and out to the left field, so he took off and got a double. Bailey's trying to say he's all right, but Dusty Baker may want to take him out anyway.
It's now 9 hits for St. Louis. Majority of those coming here in this inning and in the 5th.
7.
And Dusty Baker says that's it. So Bailey, who has been so good on the road, continues, though, to have his struggles at this ballpark and against St. Louis. It is our Chevy call to the bullpen. Andrusik coming in when we come back. Brewers at the Cards. That'll be Friday night right here at Busch Stadium at 6:30. A chance to see Ryan Braun, always an MVP candidate. This guy's off to an MVP type start of the season. How about the start here for Matt Adams? This has been fun to watch.
Well, we knew last year in spring training, you know, he was coming off the year. He was the Cardinals minor league player of the year, the Texas League MVP. And I remember Mark McGuire and Lance Berkman saying, well, we got a lot of Descalzos, and he meant that as a compliment. Good complementary players, good guys that know how to play winning baseball, and we got one emerging star, and that is Matt Adams. It didn't all come to fruition last season and when he got to the big leagues, but we saw glimpses of it, and he had a floating chip or some chips in his elbow. He had that surgically repaired last season, had a good year at AAA. And now he makes that team, and he is going to come one of our favorites real quickly.
This is Andrusik into the game. The sacrifice by Westbrook. What a great problem that could be developing here for Mike Matheny, which is guys getting hot and then trying to figure out your lineup day in and day out, where to play guys. I mean, if Matt Adams is doing this, it's tough to keep him out of the lineup.
And what the problem is that he's only been able to play first base. So we know you're Alan Craig, who has proven to be a star at this level. You don't want to take his bat out of the lineup, but there'll be times when Holiday and Beltran will need rest, so you could put Craig out there and you can play Adams, and you don't miss a beat.
So 1 out, the infield is in, hit to the right side. Phillips. Tags out Jay. There's 2 away. John Jay got this all started back in the 5th inning with a solo home run.
This is Andrusik's first appearance. We said earlier he was recalled today as Sean Marshall was put on the disabled list. But we've seen him the last couple of years. Fine setup man. He had a really rough spring, so he did not make the team out of out of the gate, but comes in here trying to keep Carpenter from scoring. Cosmos from scoring, excuse me.
Sure, 2 outs, and now it's Matt Carpenter with a big lead like this of 6 runs. It'd be nice that Cardinals could let Westbrook have a bigger leash than maybe normal too, and extend him out in this game, save your bullpen.
I thought he pitched, showed no signs of slowing down really in San Francisco, so you hope he can stretch out. A sinker ball pitcher, they usually, the old statement, I don't know if it still holds true, but sinker ball pitchers, you wanted to pitch because their action was better when they were tired.
The 2-0. Taken low. Carpenter, a pair of base hits today. He is 2 for 3. 2 singles, run scored. He struck out back in the 3rd. Give Westbrook a lot of credit too. Last inning could have unraveled for him with a couple runners on, and strikes out Jay Bruce to end the top of the 6th. And Carpenter skies one out to deep right center field. Chu is back at the wall, and this one is gone. It's another home run. The Cardinals have hit 4 today. Matt Carpenter with his first home run of the season. Well, this is very similar to the home run we saw off the bat of John Jay, is it not?
It's a little bit to the left of the Bank of America sign, but once again, it looks like it hits on top off the concrete barrier, the second wall. There's a planter. It's that dirt you see there, because as summer goes along, there'll be a planting in there to help distinguish home run pitchers.
And Holiday with a fly ball into right. Jay Bruce is over. The Cardinals with 4 runs in the 5th. They add 4 more this inning. It's added up with 4 home runs to an 8-run lead. Manage pitchers is the #1 source of what we're talking about that we want from a catcher. Manage pitchers.
Matt Adams, one of the 4 home runs here today after he hit pinch hit home run last night. A 2-run shot. He hits another 2-run shot.
A strike to Todd Frazier. Eight-run lead for St. Louis.
All with the help of Carroll, and I didn't realize that broadcasters got paid that much.
Wow, we had to give Carol a little money to make sure she showed up. And then she was so good.
She earned it.
Oh, yeah. She was so good, we had to make sure and pay her. Going rate for a good broadcaster is just skyrocketing. Here's a ground ball that is hit to short. I guess that's why I'm going broke.
Are you talking about the sinker? That ball is middle, but even shows you sometimes guys just don't hit pitches that you probably wouldn't ask or want to throw in that location. But having an 8-0 lead kind of demoralizes you a little bit too.
The strike at the knees to Devin Mesoraco.
Mesoraco didn't really hit much last season, only a .212 average, and off to a slow start here at 143, but he had a great spring offensively.
Well, Carol is now leaving the booth, so I hope the good luck continues. She brought us all this good luck.
She knows that with the Cardinal bullpen, it's secure. And once again, Carol, a very special child that got some health issues and are great. There's no place better in St. Louis. If you got kids and you have medical issues, our great hospitals, Children's Hospital, Cardinal Glennon, here at Shriners, they're all in great shape here. We wish Carol nothing but the best. Carol also stopped the rain.
Yes, she did. Sweet little girl.
Jake loves that 8-0 lead. We won't name the pitcher, but a few years ago, Cardinals had a pitcher that said, I just can't pitch with a lead.
Fourth walk issued by Westbrook. StubHub. Find the seat you want. Freedom to choose where you'd like to sit. StubHub. They also have introduced fan rewards this year. StubHub.com. Simon is getting loose in the pen. This is slicing out to left off the bat of Isturis, and the catch is made. And him played perfectly. Low pitch count today for Westbrook. So Simon getting loose, and Hanahan will be the pinch hitter for Cincinnati with 2 outs and a runner at first. Four home runs for the Cardinals today. Hanahan out to left, and Holiday is there, positioned perfectly again. Everything going the way of the Cardinals. Time to stretch. Day baseball here on Fox Sports Midwest. back-to-back series. Our Barnes Jewish Hospital difference maker, the long ball. We have seen 4 of them hit today. The Mets having some fun in this lineup.
Oh, yeah. Also, our BJC difference maker was Carol. BJC's Children's Hospital has done a great job there. And you and I both go to these hospitals and just see the miracles that take place on a daily basis. Those doctors and nurses are just, they deserve everything they get and probably a whole lot more.
You bet. Alfredo Simon into the ball game. There are times when we will randomly put a kid on the air, and you never know what you might get, but I thought Carol nailed it.
Very nice job.
And then she said, "Can I do some more?" Kept on asking me.
And that's when you paid her to.
Yeah.
Well, you already knew she's better than me. And
No, Al. But it was an easy gig. It was set up on a team. I had to do it.
Yes, it was. Almost did it to myself. This is what is a lot of fun. 8-0 lead. Great pitching by Westbrook. Simon, his record, he was playing last season off of waivers from Baltimore at the beginning of the season.
Misses outside. The rain has stayed away. No activity in the Cardinals bullpen. No need with Westbrook today.
You know, Dan, Jake's in his walk year, but this is kind of what I expect to see from him. A sinker ball pitcher, good defense behind him. Off to a great start. This is today, last time out. Gave up the 1 run. That was an unearned run. He had too many walks. He had 6 walks in that game and walked in the only run of the game.
That's taken inside by Beltran. And the Cardinals could look to maybe rest a little bit of their big guns here late innings, up by 8 runs.
You know, see that pitch right there caught a little bit of the plate, but because of the way it was caught, and Mesoraco tried to frame it, you know, outside of the strike zone, it helped sell it to the umpire that it's a ball. See that much movement with the glove, reaching across and framing it as a ball, helps sell it to the umpire.
Play behind the runner at first, and here is Molina. Westbrook in the loss on Friday, and now Shane Robinson will pinch run for Beltran. We thought that he may do this, but the run that came around to score in that game on Friday was unearned, so he's throwing up zeros to start this season.
Robinson will stay in the game and play right field, and just kind of wonder if Molina will finish this game with a big 8-0. He's played every inning the Cardinals have played this year, and every inning behind the plate except for one. He finished at first base in San Francisco.
1-0 is fought off into shallow center, down for a hit. Robinson on his way to third. Molina adds to this hitting attack of St. Louis, now up to 11. His first hit of the afternoon.
Well, that was a real easy read for Robinson. The runner at first base, he can see that there's no chance that the center fielder could come in and catch that ball, so he could just run to third base with ease.
Cardinals have scored 6. That means any size coffee, fountain, or frozen drink, only 50 cents all day tomorrow at On the Run. 6 is a serious number. Crowd today of 34,882. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. The strike to David Freese. Really looking forward to Friday night. And the Cardinals had talked about it. They would make opening day certainly a tribute to Stan, but not the entire focus of opening day on Stan. They wanted to give him his proper due, and so we're anticipating that Friday the pregame should be very special, and throughout the ball game it will be as well.
Family members will be here. A Stan Musial harmonica be given away, and I think there'll be a lot of tears shed that night. Tears of joy, though, celebrating his phenomenal life.
1 ball and 2 strikes. We're telling you that Major League Baseball, the Cardinals and Rawlings all got together. It's been approved. Be a special baseball for that night that they will use that has a certain logo to honor the man with his autograph, and it's really well done. And normally there's about 12 dozen balls that are rubbed up for every game. About 12 dozen. And Cardinals in Major League Baseball have ordered 24 dozen for that night. So some of those will be commemorative to go to the players and various personnel. Obviously other baseballs used for the game. And there's going to be ways to find those throughout the year. But again, it should be a very special night on Friday.
I talked to Dick Zitzman today from Stan the Man Inc., and they will have those for sale. Dick was on his way to Omaha for a statue unveiling of Bob Gibson. That's a beautiful sight, isn't it? Now that starting to see ground broken and progress being made on Ballpark Village. Just think what it's going to be like next year when Ballpark Village will be opening up. Downtown entertainment district on the side of the old ballpark.
0-2 on Matt Adams. And Adams again connects out to deep right. Bruce won't get it. One hops off the wall. Adding to his RBI total as another run will come across. And that makes it 9-0 St. Louis. Simon, an 0-2 mistake to big old Matt Adams.
Matt Adams is not only big, but he's got a short, compact stroke. You can see that out towards the sweet part of the bat. He might have had a little top spin on that. Got the good part of the bat and everything, but top spin and take off, hit as hard as some home run balls, but then it just, the overspin, and it just doesn't get the altitude. It goes over the head of Bruce and one hops the fence.
Check swing and Cosma strike. By the way, that Musial ball will also be available in the team store, and game used balls in the Authentic Shop that Pat Daly and Vicki Bryant run here at the ballpark. So if you're coming in, a chance to order it here at Busch Stadium.
And I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to the Cardinals curator, Paula Holman, but she's got to be just on top of the world knowing that she's going to get her Hall of Fame. That will be part of the first phase of Ballpark Village.
Here's a 1-1 pitch, and that is tapped foul.
Or late in the game is when Cosma usually gets a base hit. And one his last time up. And the double, remember that ball right back up, hit off the foot of Bailey and into left field and knocked him out of the game.
1-2 is fouled back.
Jay studying, hoping he gets an at-bat this inning.
Runners at second and third. 9-run lead for St. Louis. And a swing and a miss by Pete Cosma. Because Al is so well connected throughout Major League Baseball and one of the true celebrities of all time, he has gotten this ball before anybody else. So what do we see there, Mr. Hungo?
Well, it's Major League official ball with the autograph the commissioner. Rawlings, who best glove maker in baseball in the world, but here's the little symbol and the Stan Musial ball, the official ball that will be in play on Friday night. He's got the picture of Stan hitting.
Very nice.
Whoa. Seniority.
Well, then give it to Garcia.
Plus, I knew you'd probably drop it. He doesn't have any seniority.
You had to go there, huh? Bad ball, Al. Bad ball. Ground ball that's pulled foul.
As the number 6, it's got a picture of Stan Musial in his swing. Says the man, and his facsimile autograph. Very, very nice. Very nice taste. Can't make it too big because hitters with their eyesight would say, hey, I can't see it.
That clearly, and I'm being sincere about this, that is one of the hurdles that they had with that.
I wonder, and I'm sure the Milwaukee Brewers, a classy organization, would consent to it. Nobody would complain, understanding the symbolism of what Stan the Man means not only to the Cardinal organization, but what he means to baseball. And a very nice tribute and compliments to the commissioner's office for okaying it. Cardinals they don't miss too much, do you? Who would have thought of that? Have a special baseball put in play.
And the folks from Rawlings said that this got passed through Major League Baseball in their offices extremely fast. I mean, it was something that was brought up, and normally that takes months of folks looking at it to make sure that it's going to be done right, or even if it can be done. And they said with this one, it was right through the commissioner's office, stamp of approval, and let's get this going. So again, you can get that ball right here at the ballpark as Westbrook swings and misses.
I think that's one of those situations that whether it came all the way from Bud Selig, he was a baseball fan before he was a baseball owner, and still is one. And I'm sure his relationship, and he's met Stan Musial and thinks that highly of him.
There's a base hit left side. One run is in. That will make it 10-0. Westbrook adds to the Cardinals' lead.
And what did you say about those Cardinal hitting starting pitchers? What did you say about
Well, we
them?
had to put pressure on them, Al. They were hitless.
Until now. Pitched inside. He kind of bailed out a little bit. The bat came with it and pulls the ball. And Price out to visit Simon.
Well, it's a day off tomorrow for both these teams, but the St. Louis Blues will be in action, and we will have that for you here on Fox Sports Midwest. And one of the newest Blues, Al, is Jay Bomeister, and he was born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta, which I'm sure is freezing right now. And apparently he grew up, and he said one of his idols, the Mad Hungarian Al Rabaski. How about that?
And what facility is he residing in?
Currently out and with the Blues.
He's on probation.
Blues picked him up from Calgary. And
the Iron Man.
Jay Bomeister, and reading parts of his bio, he said one of his heroes growing up, Al Rabaski, and would love to meet him one day. So
he's going to get that chance.
We're going to have to make sure we get you two together.
You're not 50 or 60 years old?
No, sir. So good luck to the Blues. They'll be at Minnesota tomorrow. John Jay, a solo home run in the 5th. Pitch taken inside for a strike, 1-2. Blues have been fun to watch. Big win last night.
Boy, they're playing well down the end, down the stretch.
For any sports fan one of the best times of the year. You got the NCAA tournament, Masters this weekend, start of the baseball season, NFL draft right around the corner. Here's a 1-2. It's fought off, but that'll be caught at short by Izturis. The Cardinals 10 runs last 3 innings. 10-0 lead. West, let's go to our studio. Pat Paris standing by with a Bommarito sports update. Pat. All right, Pat, thanks. There's a look at Ty Wigington, one of the changes, many changes for the St. Louis Cardinals. Top of the 8th rolls in.
Yeah, Robinson stays in the game. He's playing right field. Wigington at left behind Jake Westbrook, who's been outstanding. He's only allowed 3 hits. He has walked 3. Last base hit was back in the 4th inning. And with a 10-0 lead, he's having a little fun. It would not be a bad idea, even though he's pitching brilliant here, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to get an inning or 2 for some of the guys in the bullpen. The Salases, the Kellys, those type of guys, but his pitch count is way down. Remember his last start, he would have 116 pitches.
You really do see that across Major League Baseball in the first couple of weeks, where starters, for the most part, not all, but many of them, it just seems like they're not ready to be stretched out. First couple of starts. Slowly hit to the right side, and Matt Adams is there to step on the bag.
Good concentration catching that ball and stepping on the bag on one time.
What a day for Matt Adams.
Of course, I know it's kind of a catch-22. We're always talking about you want to stretch the starters out. You want them to go deeper into ball games, take pressure off the bullpen, and then you'll get stretches where they go so deep in the bullpen or deep in the starters, that you don't get enough work for your bullpen.
Ground ball, right side. Not an easy play there, but Carpenter makes it look easy. 2 away.
He did, catching that ball right at the edge of the outfield grass. You get that lip. Sometimes you get a bad bounce or hop. Dan, we know Joey Votto is one of the best players in the game today, but if you were to do a side-by-side comparison between his offense, his start, and Matt Adams, Matt Adams would just crush his numbers. No home runs, only 2 RBIs. Adams beating that in just today's ball game.
Put it this way too, Adams' start is so good, Votto wouldn't be the only one. Be a lot of guys looking up at the numbers that Adams has put up thus far. There's the 0-2, and Votto just got a piece. I mean, right there, that just does not look like Joey Votto.
I was just going to say the same thing. Reaching, and you wonder how those knees. He had 2 knee operations last year. They thought it was okay when he went to the World Baseball Classic and played for Canada. But right there, he's reaching for balls, not striding out. Maybe an indication that they aren't as sound. Let's hope we can compare Matt Adams' numbers to Joey Votto in September.
Yeah.
Because Votto's numbers are going to be, once again, right at the top of a lot of categories.
2-2. A report out of Chicago says that there's an 80% chance for rain tonight at Wrigley. That's where Kyle Loesch is scheduled.
Ooh.
And so if they rain out, that'll add some intrigue. He could go on Friday against the Cardinals. And a base hit to the right side.
I guess we'd have to see do they both have an off day on Thursday tomorrow for the Cubs in Milwaukee. Might reschedule it. Adams told Westbrook that he's playing behind here, and maybe that's an indication that his legs aren't sound either.
In the air, right field, Robinson over and out of room. One thing the Cardinals really like about Shane Robinson is that there's a comfort level when you put him into a game, fundamentally sound, defensively, especially at any of those outfield spots.
Well, he had the reputation of being the best defensive outfielder in the Cardinal minor league system for a few years. So Mike Matheny not afraid to put him at any of the 3 outfield positions.
Strike 2 on Phillips. Cardinals have Carpenter, Wigington, Robinson due up, so be a while before they get to Westbrook in the lineup, and he is at 95 pitches today. Up the middle, and that's a base hit. So back-to-back singles for Votto and Phillips.
Hitters like to hit it off the sweet spot. That would be about a ball further in. This one right off the end of the bat. Sometimes an outfielder can read that where the ball is being hit and get an indication whether it's going to be traveling over your head or in front of you. Salas getting up. Molina going out there to give Salas a little more time.
I'm sure the motivation as Westbrook has to dig deep, maybe running out of gas here, is the shutout. You know, having a scoreless 8 innings, if not 9, if the Cardinals continue to do that.
He's got 2 outs. He got 2 real quick outs here in the 8th inning, then back-to-back hits. Well, probably his last batter, but He's pitched so well, you want to cap it off with a shutout inning. Pitchers don't get paid for shutouts anymore. They usually will come in a blowout game like this, or
1-0 pitch to Bruce.
that's the thing.
Play.
I noticed about Homer Bailey, who started this game for the Reds. His no-hitter is obviously impressive, but it came in a 1-0 game. So every pitch, that game was on the line.
The 1-1.
Right now, you're kind of relying just on the movement of his sinker.
Pitch number 100 right here. The 2-1 is a ground ball to the right side. Westbrook, 8 shutout innings. U-verse rewind and a look at game 2 and then game 3 and how the scoring has happened. Remember last night, first 15 set down by Bronson Arroyo, and then a base hit by Descalso. Adams, the pinch hit home run, and things unraveled for the Reds. Well, in this ball game, the 5th, 6th, and the 7th, we have seen the Cardinals score 10 runs. Matt Carpenter, 3-hit day, maybe 4. Slicing near the line, and that's a fair ball. A ground rule double for Carpenter, and he is now a triple away from the cycle.
Doubtful he'll get another plate appearance with the Cardinals leading 10-0. Good try by Heisey, and then coming off the bat of a left-handed hitter, slicing and into the stands for the ground rule double. I think when Brian Price went out last inning to talk to Simon, he said, look, there's no help for you. You're going to finish this game. And it was kind of interesting. You know, we did not see Broxton, not see Chapman in this series.
Obviously, no Sean Marshall either. Yep. He's now on the DL.
But I also noticed coming in, you know, Broxton has 4 appearances. Chapman has 5 appearances, so they were really being pitched every day before this series started.
Chapman last year, 15 strikeouts per 9 innings as he dominated in that closer's role.
Because of that, their whole bullpen had astronomical strikeout numbers.
Ground ball that's hit to short off the bat of Ty Wigington, one away in the home half of the 8th. We remind you that Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by your Quality Ford dealers. Shane Robinson with 1 out, runner at second. Good start for Shane, not only in spring, but it's carried over here to the regular season in his bench role. He's 2 for 5.
Confidence that Shane had coming into the season with a good spring. Say the same thing for Matt Adams.
A strike, nothing in 2. Well, now we're hearing that the game in Chicago is officially canceled, so you'd have to assume that Loesch gets the start then on Friday. Adds to the intrigue, what should be a very fun night here at the ballpark.
No makeup day tomorrow.
Correct.
I always like to see how a pitcher does against his former team. Knowing Kyle Loesch, he probably studied Cardinal hitters, thinking that he could face them sometime.
It also goes both ways.
Sure.
And after we got the news of Chris Carpenter, you thought maybe the Cardinals would dip their toe in the water, so to speak, and just maybe take a look at Loesch, but the Cardinals, with their tremendous young arms, elected to go in that direction. You thought maybe, just maybe.
Well, maybe if he would accept a 1-year contract, and still looking for the multi-year, and didn't get the amount of years of the dollar figure that he was hopeful going into free agency, and because of a new wrinkle, you know, with the compensation, not only losing the draft pick, but losing the slot money.
Right.
That's the reason why it took a long time for anybody to sign Kyle Loesch.
You know, I think, Al, that's something that probably a lot of fans don't know about, but maybe the most important part of what is the signing of Loesch, not only the pick, but then the slot money that you talk of. There's a ground ball that's hit to third. Well, Westbrook has 8 shutout innings. Salas stopped throwing in the pen. Who's pitching tonight?
To the ninth in St. Louis. Coming up after the game on the post-game edition of Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live. Pat Paris and Rick Horton are at Lumiere Place. The Cards break out the long ball. They'll re-rack the highlights. Jake Westbrook, razor sharp today. They'll break down his day, plus play reaction and Mike Matheny's post-game comments. Jake will try to finish up here as we head back to the booth. And Dan and Al, guys.
All right, thank you, Jim. And Jim, a lot of choices for that star of the game interview coming up if the Cardinals hold on. They lead it by 10, so let's hope that they do. Westbrook, by the way, last complete game was just a season ago. You might remember the day game that he pitched against Detroit, and his last shutout all the way back in 2006.
He has 3 shutouts in his major league career, one in 2004, 2 of them in 2006. And maybe you be out there, if you get a hitter on, you know, they'll go to the bullpen and Salas as he continues to throw now. So they're going to give him a shot this early in the season. You know, you can't go wrong. You know, you win a lot of brownie points by allowing a starter to have the opportunity to save. But sometimes you think about, you know, your bullpen. You got guys down there that need a little bit of work to keep them sharp, just like what Mike Matheny has done with the bench players, trying to get them in games.
The 3-1 is lifted out to deep right field. Shane Robinson is back with room and makes the catch. 1 away. Lots of choices for the Nissan drive of the game as well. The Cardinals with 14 hits this afternoon. They have hit 4 home runs, and John Jay got it started just over the wall in right center. Nissan drive of the game, his 2nd home run of the season. Messerosco takes a ball. 116 pitches for Westbrook on Friday. This is pitch 107. Lost the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Takes walk here, and when you allow him an opportunity to pad the resume. I'll say it again. I just am surprised he hasn't had more success in the National League. He's been a good pitcher, but I think you stay away from those ribcage injuries and stuff. But I would expect him to win at least 15 games.
Here's a 1-2. Slowly hit. Tough play. Gloves, throws. Nicely done. 2 away. David Freese.
They're going to kind of ease David back, you know, as he tries to play himself in shape here at the major league level.
Westbrook trying to finish what he started. Budweiser, player of the game, 8 2/3, 5 hits, no runs. 1 blemish has been the walks with 4.
Had 6 his first outing, so cut that down.
Is Turris. Strike 1. The Cardinals 2 strikes away from taking 2 of 3 against Cincinnati.
How shallow the outfield is with this Turris up.
Little tapper. Westbrook. He's got it. He also has a shutout and a win. He goes the distance, and the Cardinals hold on 10-0, and they take 2 of 3.
Outstanding game. Great pitching. We always talk about how starting pitching sets a trend for the game. Westbrook was outstanding here. Finishes what he starts. And the offense got a slow start, but boy, did they pick it up with 10 runs scored on 14 hits. Good defense, too. No errors.
The bats come alive in game number 3. Westbrook did the rest. And a hug from Yachty. 10-0 our final.